Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Zen-Tarot. My name's Julie. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for you, Sagittarius. We're going to take a look at the next 2 weeks out from the time you see this video. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. If you'd like a personal reading from me, all of that information is in the description box below. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Just a reminder, this is a general tarot card reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anywhere in your chart, or if you're just checking in on a Sagittarius, you are also very welcome here. It just might not resonate with all. But welcome, Sagittarius. Let's get to it. Okay, what is going on, my friends? Let's get you a Moon Oracle card. I want to see what kind of moon energy is going to be with Sagittarius the next 2 weeks. Spirit, the next 2 weeks for Sagittarius. What's going on for Sagittarius? Moon energy. Whew. Moon energy for Sagittarius. You and your loved ones are safe. The confirmation comes in. The new moon in Cancer. I love that. I love that. We just had this full moon in Cancer. All the emotions really rising to the top, and we're forced to look at them. Work through your fears. There you go. There you go. Our fears right in our face here, right? It just seems like this big test almost. Just here's another fear and another fear, just really throwing them up at us. Let's see what kind of animal spirit guide is up in the ether for the sign of Sagittarius. What kind of animal spirit guide is walking with Sagittarius the next 2 weeks? I just did an animal spirit guide pick a card reading, so I'll leave a link to that if you haven't checked it out yet. Animal spirit guide for the sign of Sagittarius. Spirit, we're looking at Sagittarius. Oh, wow. The phoenix rising. Look at this, rising up from the ashes, rising up from the fire here. Some kind of big transformation coming through for you. Beautiful. And the bear, after a hibernation here, just kind of isolating yourself, holding yourself back here. Wow. Wow, you just go from the cave. I think your last reading was about contraction to expansion. It's just, again, here comes those cards to say, I'm hibernating, I'm healing, I'm getting my senses back together here. Don't bother me, to bam, right in the limelight, right in the sun, right in the light here. Just this big transformation happening with you. All right, let's see what kind of Osho Zen Tarot card is up in the ether for the sign of Sagittarius. Spirit, what's going on with Sagittarius? Tell me about Sagittarius. Creativity. Wow, look at this. The muse steps up. So this was all to push you into your creativity, to have you really dive deep into your creative side here. And innocence. Wow. Look at this, a return to innocence after a very hard, long journey of you gathering your resources, trying to predict what you're going to need here, but not really knowing where you were going or what you were going to need here. So you were like rationing, but you didn't know what you were rationing for. Preparing for something, but not quite sure what that thing is. Well, let's see what's on your mind here, Sagittarius. We're looking at the mind space of Sagittarius. What are you thinking about the next 2 weeks? Next 2 weeks, Spirit. What's on Sagittarius's mind? What is on Sagittarius's mind the next 2 weeks? What are you thinking about? Eight of Wands, very fast moving energy. Again, this happens overnight. It happens very, very quickly here. To go from innocence and the bear to the phoenix rising here after you work through your fears, after you look at the dark here, after you face the dark head on, what your biggest nightmare is, bam, bam, it shines the light on it. It's just not as big as you thought it was. It's not as scary as you thought it was. Wow. All right. Well, what else? What else is in the mind space for Sagittarius? What else is going on in the thoughts? Four of Cups. You're like, yeah, meh. Why bother? Look at how apathetic you are when this comes in. There's a miracle behind you. There is something trying to get your attention here, but you're so busy looking at either what's lost, or at this point, it just doesn't even matter anymore. You're just like, I don't even care if that dream comes true. I don't even care if I get there. What's causing that? What's causing this apathy with Sagittarius? What's causing this in the mind space? Four of Wands, another four. It's like the celebration, you got so busy planning the celebration, you forgot what you were planning for. What is it that I'm celebrating here? Kind of being fixated on the wedding and letting forgetting that you got to do this whole marriage thing. Wow. Tell me a little bit more about this. Tell me more about this in the mind space. 10 of Swords and 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. 2 tens coming out here. What are you walking away from? You are walking away from. You're walking away from something you've been planning for a while. You've been dreaming about. You've been putting it into your basket here as a bucket list item here. Something you wanted to do. It grew very, very big. It was some kind of need, some kind of want, some kind of desire that just really held you back. You're walking away from it. You're giving up on an idea. You're giving up on something that seems futile. Walking away from it. Right into some kind of 3 of Pentacles moment here, though. Some kind of teamwork makes the dream work, that you can't do it on your own. Maybe you thought you could do it on your own. Maybe you thought you could love someone enough for the 2 of you, or you thought you could work hard enough to fulfill the position that you were given here, or the title that you were given here. And then it's just making me feel bad. It's just making me feel like I'm never going to be good enough, or I'm never going to be able to achieve this. So you gave up. You're walking away from something. What are you walking toward? What's the new thought coming in? Look at that with the High Priestess, and also the Hanged Man wants to be seen. You've been doing this a long time. High Priestess, you're walking into some kind of more openness with your psychic abilities. You're accepting that. Maybe you were really afraid of that, or you didn't want to let the light in because it was going to let the dark in. You didn't want to look at that. You didn't want to have to battle that. What are you walking toward in the mind space? What are your thoughts? What's next thought? God, the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles is just, you have this regret. You have this serious regret. Don't walk away from this yet without getting closure here. This may be a job, or it's maybe some kind of thing you've been doing for a while in hopes of getting something better here. Maybe there was a promise of a promotion or promise of a better day at this workplace here. But all you are getting is excuses. That's all you are getting. If you go to the next place without closure on this, without feeling worthy, without feeling really that you did everything you could, there was no one that could have done that better, you're just going to take that with you. You're going to take those feelings of failure with you. So really resolve this within yourself of why you were holding on here, why you were the big holdout here. Wow, it's just some kind of desire that actually got in your way. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's see what's in the heart space. What is the emotions about this? It seems to be some kind of career move, or you just bored. You're just bored. You're bored of the what they're talking about. You're bored about what you're looking at. You're bored. You're bored out of your mind. Wow, it's just like, take this job and shove it. What's in the heart space? Tell us more about the heart space for this, and then we'll get some clarity. Tell me about the heart space. Page of Pentacles, you've been trying to find balance in money. It hasn't been equal. It hasn't been reciprocal. But then again, you stopped putting everything you had into it. Look at this, the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. When you started getting apathetic, it was noticed. It was noticed by the gods. It was noticed by the bosses. It was noticed by those around you here. You just stopped caring. Just really stopped caring. And it's like, I've been living with this grief too long. I've been putting all the blame on myself for far too long here. Or somebody put the blame on you. You had to do something all on your own, and then when fingers were pointing, it all came on you. It all came on you, and you're like, what was I supposed to do? You put all of that on me. It was all my responsibility, and now it's all my fault. All right, what else? Tell me more about this in the heart space. 4, another 4. Wow, wow, wow. Holding on, holding on. Wow. 4 of Cups, 4 of Wands in the mind space, 4 of Pentacles in the heart space. You've been holding on. You've been waiting for a better day. You've been waiting for something to come in, some kind of glimmer of hope to turn your head, to give you something to stay for, to give you a reason to stay. You've been looking for reasons to stay. Who will tell me more about that in the heart space? And the Emperor. Oh God, you are walking away. It doesn't matter anymore now. Even if you got it now, it's just bittersweet. It's too late. Too late to apologize. It's too late to try to bring me back in. I'm gone. I was gone long ago. You just didn't notice it. You just didn't notice it. Wow, Aries energy stepping into the heart space here. You've quit something. Have you said the words out loud? Have you said the words out loud? I know that's how you're feeling. I know it. Have you said it out loud? King of Swords, yeah. Yeah, you've said it to somebody. You've said it to somebody. I can't do this any longer. Page of Swords, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. There's that High Priestess. I mean, she just really wants to be seen. Has to do with a relationship, but that could still be at the workplace, because every employer-employee relationship we have is a bond. Knight of Pentacles, again, the promise of money that never came. Just been really striving, working really hard for a promise that you're just realizing it's just never going to come. It's never going to come. They want to. Do they? Tell me a little bit about this energy on the other side that's been holding back from Sagittarius. Tell me about that. Let's get another deck. I really want to see what that is. What that is. Tell me about the energy that has been promising Sagittarius something, has been dangling that carrot in front of them. Is it a raise? Is it a promotion? Is it a relationship? Is it an engagement, a promise of marriage of some kind? Tell me about the other side of that in the mind space. What are they thinking? Tell me about the other side of this. The Chariot, Cancer energy, and we were talking about that Cancer moon. Yeah, they're moving on themselves. They made a decision. They made a decision. Tell me more about this decision. Tell me more about this decision on the other side of Sagittarius. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Now they give. Now they give. So it's like they brought someone in to replace you, and now they're giving everything you wanted, everything that you have been pushing and striving for. Wow, like everything you have done has led to them just walking into this perfectly feathered nest here. And it's like, why? It's almost like the second family. And it's just like you put 30 years into a marriage, and then your partner goes and finds someone, 20 years younger, and puts everything into that family that you wanted to put into yours here. Just like, why? What is that all about? Well, what is all that about? Tell me more about the other person in the mind space. Tell me more about the other person who Sag is dealing with. Why? King of Pentacles, Six of Swords are following their own bliss, and King of Cups. Look at these two kings. It's two kings in the castle, and there can only be one. One was very logical, very practical, very managing the money, managing everything, the day-to-day tasks, had the calendar with everything marked down, and the other one just went with their gut, went with the intuition, went with how they were feeling in any given moment. No plans. Plans were just anchors to them. So two very, very different people trying to manage either one workplace or home. And it just didn't work. Just didn't work. It was just opposites attracted until they didn't, until that just was like, wow, I can't do that anymore. Sag. It's a big awakening, a big understanding of what went wrong. But you're just feeling like, wow, why didn't you do that with me? Why didn't you open up with me? Why, interesting. Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Didn't we have? Yes, Nine of Swords right here. Two people heartbroken. Two people heartbroken. And Libra energy, Justice on the bottom of the deck. I don't usually do this. These are my personal readings here. So I'm diving deep into somebody's personal relationship here. Somebody has gone through a very long relationship. It could either be at the workplace, at your career, or in the home. And it was, at first it was opposites attract. You complemented each other. You really, what one was weak in, the other one was very strong in, and vice versa. So you kind of anchored each other in, and got things done, because again, you handled things they couldn't, and vice versa here. But things got very, very stagnant. It was just like you just both wanted such different things, and it caused such heartbreak between the two of you. And neither one of you really, really wanted to say goodbye, but it was just really time. It was time. Wow, Sagittarius. It's the beginning. It's the beginning for you here, because this has been working. You've been working at this for a really long time. You've been really trying to make this work. It was just never give up, never surrender. If we can get past this, we can get past anything. And you just put everything you had into it, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. All right, let's go back to you. I want to look at the daily life. I want to look at the daily here. Let's look at the foundation here, in the soul, what's happening here. So let's take a look. All right, let's take a look. Well, it's a new beginning for you. New beginning, new place, you're relocating somewhere. You're going somewhere else. So let's see what that's all about. Tell me, I saw that fool. I know I saw that fool. There's the magician, the star, and there's that fool. All right, let's see. Let's see. What is this new beginning? Because obviously you are walking away. You're letting go. You are releasing the idea that you can fix anybody, because that gave them the power. You gave them your happiness here. I'm going to give you everything I have, but in return, do the same to me. Open up your heart to me. Give me everything you have. And when that didn't happen, one side of this vein just got pinched off. It just got starved out. It could not sustain any longer. And it just let go. You just let go. All right, let's see. What else? Where are you going? Where are you going now, Sag? Where are you going now? Where are you going now? Where are you going now? Page of Swords. You're going on the hunt. You're going to find out everything you can about this new person. Investigative mode. Got to look into this. Yeah, I do the same thing. But you're just trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out the whys of it. Or they're looking in on you. And seeing what you're doing now. Five of Wands, competition, rising above the competition, but it has been your quandary here, your dilemma here was the competition. It just always seemed like somebody was competing with you, or somebody, you were always vying for the attention of this one up here, and their eye was always somewhere else. They were always talking about someone else, or always wondering how it would be. Wow, Spirit, what's your advice for this beautiful relationship that seems to have severed here, that somebody's walking away from? What is your advice? What's your advice in the foundation here? What's your advice? Ten of Cups. This is your happiness. This is your joy. This is your chance to relieve all this grief and responsibility. And it's just like you had to grow up too fast. You started this too young, or something like that. It's just time to be free of it. You've done everything you could. You put everything you could into this. It's time to be free of this. You're just breaking each other's hearts. You're simply punishing each other for time lost. It's time served here. You both served time here. So just allow yourself to take the lesson with you and to move on here, to move into your happily ever after, to move into the next phase of your life here. So before we go, Five of Cups, you're letting go of the disappointments, the failure of this, you're letting it go, because the only way to start over, the only way to get into something new is to let go of the old here, to shut the door on the past here. So let's take a look. I want to see what's in the heart space of the one that you are leaving. What's in the heart space of the one that Sagittarius is leaving? The one that Sagittarius is leaving. Hanged Man, they're going to be here for a little while. And the Tower, it changes everything. They just didn't see it coming. They thought you were going to work at this forever. Oh. Oh God. Tell me more about that Tower for Sagittarius's person. Eight of Cups, they are walking away. They're walking away trying to find their own happiness, but something went down and they thought that you guys could recover. They thought it was going to be just another one of those times, because that had happened in the past over and over and over again. You seem to go into isolation mode. You seem to lock yourself away. but things would get smoothed over, things would get worked out, but not this time. This time there is a big severing. But in the twin flame energy, if this is, I don't see the lovers coming through here. It seems to be more of like an employee employer, unless somebody was very much dominating the relationship or controlling the relationship here. But yeah, in the twin flame journey, there's always a separation period. You've got to separate, because one is just, it's too hard looking in that mirror, poking each other, triggering each other, and pushing each other to transform and to be better. Gets way too difficult. So you have to break. You have to break. You have to go isolate. You have to go be on your own. You have to figure out who you are without the influence of the other, without the labels of the other, or them trying to keep you in your role in that place you've always been. And you're going to break free sooner or later. You're going to break free, and so are they. So you're just breaking free of this. You're going to your corners. Basically, this is how I look at it when twin flame energy is. Okay, go to your corners. And then you just take those deep breaths, go into meditation mode. These are the spiritual awakenings that these relationships push us into. All soulmate energy relationships do this. It's just, we have so many connections out there. So that's what you're doing now. You're just in the timeout. Just take that time to breathe, take that time to meditate, find who you are again without that influence, and take those first steps out of that cave. Take a deep breath. You are free. You are independent of this grief, of this wondering, why didn't it work? What could I have done differently here? So yeah, you're free of it. Just break the chain. Break the chain. It's not all your fault. It takes two to tango here. And you're realizing that everything's for purpose, that this was meant to be. One day I'm going to look back at this as a blessing, whether we're together or we're not, or we work it out, or I'm with this employer for years and years. This is a time that I had to think about it. Hey, give me a minute. All right, Sagittarius, this seems very, very almost like a personal reading, and I might just title it bonus and try to get another Sagittarius, which with a much broader storyline, so it might apply to all, because this is very, very specific to a relationship that has, at first, just was the light of your life, just beamed you and them. It just opposites attract. Again, you saw everything in them that you couldn't find in you. Twin flame energy moment here. And then it just got too heavy, which twin flame energies, they have to do. This is the story of the twin flame. You have to separate. You have to drive yourself to the point of breaking it, because it's not until we lose everything that we have, anything to gain here. So you had to lose down. You had to break that ego. The Emperor is all about the ego, and standing up and proving your point and fighting for yourself and fighting for what you need and fighting for what you want, until you just give up the fight. Until you just give up, you throw in the white towel and you say, I'm tired of fighting for what I want. I'm just going to walk into my happiness. I'm going to walk in to my feathered nest now. Maybe that somebody else has gotten ready for you. Maybe. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Oh, look at this with your person here, the Fool. You're both just starting over. You're both getting that innocence back again, the before time, the time before we ripped each other apart, the time before we tore each other down here. So the rebuild is happening now. It's absolutely the rebuild for you too. And that's beautiful. Now you can celebrate each other. Now you can be friends, right? So let's go back to just being friends. How about that? It's like War of the Roses. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it here. Again, I might just title this bonus and relationship reading and get another one out there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, for letting me tune into your energy. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. And yeah, if you like this reading, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And I will definitely tune in with you soon.